Jasmyne and Vince.
The JasVynce Show.
The JasVynce.
It has been a minute, y'all. It has been a minute. Am I even connected to the right microphone? I should be. Welcome to a brand new episode of The JasVynce Show. What's going on, y'all? We're here to talk about Married at First Sight.
Jasmine.
Oh, okay. And I'm Vince. Also,
Clearly, we haven't done this in a while. Vince is rusty.
we tired, we rusty, but with good news. Only because we have been on another show.
Not the JasVynce Show.
The JasVynce Show was on Access Hollywood, y'all. Really, really excited to be able to participate in Jared Janako's 30-day fitness challenge, right? So we can lose some weight as we are shedding for the wedding, as Mario Lopez said on the screen right there, as you can see. Us having such a good time. All right, but don't pay any attention to the fact that I'm wearing the exact same shirt.
You didn't have to point that out.
The most important part of all this is that we are getting married. All right, should I drop the registry link in the?
No.
I'll drop the registry link in there. Anywho, let's get into these couples, y'all. I know y'all ready to talk about them. We've been missing because we was, you know what I'm saying, we was in the gym, we was on TV, we was doing a lot of stuff. But this is episode 15 of season 15. Do you think that means that this is good luck?
We almost down to the end.
Now, when you say almost down to the end,
Because it's usually about episode 16 is usually around the finale, so.
you would think. Before we get into the couples, thank you so much to all of our subscribers that have been paying attention and following our health, happiness, and Married at First Sight journey. Really, really appreciate you all. And please, share us with some friends. Don't keep us a secret now, y'all. We need more people watching the show so we can lose more weight and then be married and all the other cool stuff. But we wasn't at first sight. Anywho, the ugly truth comes out. That's why we're here today, folks. The couples have one final chance to speak with the experts on decision day draws near. Dr. Pepper, Pastor Cal, and very excited to see DeVon Franklin. Is that his name? DeVon?
Yeah.
It was DeVon?
No.
DeVon Franklin help the couples confront truths one couple finds it difficult to continue, while another is ready to go all in. Who are these couples that we're discussing? Let's get into them right now. The very first couple I would like to talk about is, once I find my couples, there we go, Kristen and Mitch. How do you feel about Kristen and Mitch today, Jasmine?
Well, I think that, I don't think they're going to work.
You think? I don't think that they think they're going to work either at this point.
I think that Mitch sows discord everywhere that he is.
Discord.
And Kristen, spoke to his Mitch's sister-in-law, who also had that same experience of like kind of beefing with him to a degree, but obviously that's her brother-in-law, so they have to find some common ground. And she told Kristen, like, I want him to be happy, but I want you to be happy. And for me, I don't know, I read that a little different when she said it. I read it as run. But
run from the sister?
From him.
From him.
Yes. I read it as, girl, you in trouble. That's what I was reading. Because she was talking about, like, basically his extreme, I don't want to say extremism, but it is extreme to most people. Like, most people, I guess, I'm not going to say most people, but a lot of people are like, oh, let me recycle. Let me conserve water.
Yes.
Let me, like, we, like, conserve electricity. Those are things that we lightly pay attention to here and there.
But if you're an environmentalist.
Yeah, but
that's your life.
What got me was when they spoke to Dr. Pepper, and Dr. Pepper was like, is there any issues? And she's like, oh, let me start with something light. Like, I feel bad, like, because I, like, what did she say? Oat milk lattes. I like oat milk lattes too, sis. I like them too.
I think it was the fact that she was going and purchasing a brand
but
new
that's
cup.
not how she started off.
I know.
She said oat milk lattes. I was like, hold on, this man don't want you to drink coffee? What's up? But it was about not forgetting to bring the reusable cup.
Yeah.
In my opinion, if she forget to bring the reusable cup 2 days out of the week and she's going to get coffee 5 days, she's still doing something. She's being intentional.
Okay, definitely.
So I think that like him being so rigid about stuff versus being a little bit more flexible. I feel like she has been flexible in all aspects with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's like so appeasing and trying to accommodate him and like be sensitive to what he likes. And she's forgetting what she likes. And now I think this episode really came to a head. She's like, why am I doing all this for you to go behind my back? And well, I don't think he had a bad intention, but I think it was just...
He just got a potty mouth.
I think it was a little chauvinistic.
Mouth
you know how I feel about like... he basically told her sister that like, how do I get her to like tell her that she looks nice, more natural, and I like was expecting a hippie girl and I want somebody that's like more dressed down.
I know I said she was ugly before, but if she could be like less ugly, just like a little powder. She don't have to OD on the powder, just a little.
But I don't feel like her makeup has ever been cakey. I always feel like her makeup is very natural looking and it looks nice. She dresses nice. I thought I wasn't going to like her in the beginning, but I actually like her vibe.
You got to remember, as an environmentalist, though, he probably knows more about the ingredients of the makeup as well, too.
I understand
all the types of things that should not be,
but either way, like, telling the sister, oh, I wish she was more natural and all this stuff, like, the way the sister brought up and said, well, she's doing all that not for the male gaze. I wish more men would understand this male gaze situation. If I want to get my nails done, if I want to get my hair done, it's not to get your attention. My body and my world does not revolve around what is visually pleasing to the man.
Yeah.
It's about what I want and what makes me happy. So why do men see everything that women do as, oh, this is for me? She was doing all that before she met him. So all of that is for her. I'm sorry, I'll go on a tangent. But it really bothered me that he couldn't process that. And I feel like all men at some point have that moment where they don't understand that, hey, this has nothing to do with me and everything to do with what she wants for herself.
I agree. Mitch has trouble processing a lot of things, it seems like. So
Mitch a little slow.
Slow, I don't know if that's the word, but he definitely has missed a lot of social cues, specifically with his wife, specifically with other women in general. I was caught up with him for a second when I was like, oh, he gonna let her know how he feel about his wife, who it's her sister, right? And
would you tell my sister
that wasn't the best idea in the world? What's the best idea?
You wouldn't tell my sister that. My sister went off that. As soon as she hung up, she would call me and say, yeah, we had a good conversation, but by the way, he said this. I don't know how you're going to take this.
So immediately I'm looking at her face like, oh, she might interpret this and reinterpret it so her sister could understand it and maybe they would have a better relationship. And the more, like, once she was about to clap back at him, I was like, oh, she's just gonna throw him under the bus. She's not gonna.
She's over with it.
This is not gonna end well for Mitch at all. I really did enjoy how when they were speaking with Dr. Pepper, they were like holding hands and kissing, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be a good episode for them.
But you also gotta remember that she gave her body to that man, so that's different. It's the same thing, kind of similar to the Chris and Paige situation. He smashed her and then the next day was like, yeah, I'm not really attracted to you.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So then that means that it goes back to what he was saying. Oh, I like her when she's more natural. You are literally a physical body to him. That's what it comes off. That's how a woman will interpret that. So Mitch, go back into the trash. You the trash man this week, okay?
Trash man. I don't even feel like bringing
it. Yeah, we're not going to bring him up.
But yeah. Apparently he doesn't remember discussing anything about the makeup or anything of that sort.
That just cracked me up.
Did
somebody say? Did I? If everybody like, yeah, you did say something like that.
I do that a lot.
You do that all the time.
I have a bad memory, and she gets upset.
I'll be like, no, you said that in quotes.
Me, I'll literally be like, if I said that, then sure. Like if I said it, sure. Most of the time, she could be lying to me sometimes. So just making sure.
I don't be lying.
But anywho, she's done, y'all. She's done. She had enough of it. Who she told? Pastor Cal?
She told Dr. Pepper and them, I respect you guys. And I appreciate you guys, but I don't need an apology from you. I need an apology from him. But she's done with it. And I agree with her.
Quick. Does she need an apology from him if she's done?
I think that
Let us know how you feel in the comments.
Respectful man that has literally embarrassed and degraded his wife, whether they stay married or not,
I feel like
on national TV and said these things.
He should. You're right.
It's kind of like Kyle on Big Brother.
Ooh.
Even if you don't fully understand the concept that you were being racist or conducting yourself in a way that is literally the thought behind racism.
Shout out to our Big Brother watchers.
You should apologize to people that you affect with that.
I agree. All right, you're absolutely right. I was like, in the moment, I was like, don't demand an apology.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I barely know what's going on right now. Don't demand an apology from me. But yes, I do actually agree that you're right. He does owe her an apology. Mitch was completely blindsided by this, and Kristen could not believe and was like, she was desperately.
She was the cat.
She was the. Oh, do I still have that one? I got rid of a lot of stuff.
No, you didn't get rid of the cat.
She desperately. Oh, that's a different monkey. All right. Anywho, she desperately was trying to find someone to.
The monkey will do.
The monkey will do. All right, I'll give you the monkey for now if it works. The monkey. That's not the same. Okay. No. Yeah. Who else was blindsided by this? You didn't know. So she took it up a notch. She was very extra in letting people know, like, yo. And then of course, what was it? Justin and a couple other people had to Morgan over there. I seen that whole thing. I seen the whole thing coming.
You know she an instigator.
Justin, no, you did say those things. You did actually say
you said that, bro.
You did say that. I remember. Alexis was like, yep, I took notes and all that. So sorry that session at the end of the episode seemed like a very big I don't know, a very big bus. Like everybody was just throwing each other under the bus, it seemed like. But back to Kristen and Mitch, which we're spending a lot of time on them.
Yeah.
I'm
done with my tangent.
It was powerful.
Yeah.
I did think that was crazy that she kind of blew up like that, but maybe that's what needed to happen.
It's been 7 weeks.
All right. So
imagine living with this dirty man with the nasty stove and a nasty tub in person.
And you can't clean it up.
You can't even put your trail mix in the Ziploc bag. You got to use that dirty ass little little bag he gave her.
A satchel.
A satchel. That's exactly what
he gave her a straw satchel that he made.
Yeah.
He took it off of his vest. He made it off of it. End of the story is, I will say Justin Alexis rounded this up well. He needs somebody with dirty feet.
From, what did he say, from Colorado or something? It took me out.
So random. Let us know how you feel about Kristen and Mitch. I'm all here for the environmentalism. I'm working on making sure I keep the Aldi bags with me when you know what I'm saying?
We've been doing that our whole life. We black.
But, dude, it's a little extra. 41, I will say most of the conversation was handled very maturely. But she couldn't handle it at the end.
I feel like she still handled it maturely.
I think so. Let's get into another couple. Let us talk about Lingel. How's Lingel been? Migendi. Oh, that's not too bad.
That was the baby's name.
Oh, that is the
Migendi.
baby. That was the baby's name. We barely saw the baby, I feel like.
That's because they gave up the baby at the beginning of the episode. It was just an assignment. So basically, I feel like the baby taught Miguel that he don't really want to be with Lindy if they're having a baby. Because she freaks out. Well, we already knew she freaks out about stuff. But she said that she literally couldn't handle it at certain points.
Apparently, she gets upset. But we haven't seen her hangry yet, which is good. Right?
Yeah.
That's the
So
only
they
thing I
went
got.
on a axe throwing date.
Oh, that was cute for them.
She was hitting everything. He hit nothing.
That was cute for
But
them.
his axe looked weird. And I'm like, why is his different than hers?
Why are you looking at another man's ex? Continue. Sorry, y'all. Go ahead.
You go ahead.
What happened? I told you, all I had for them was that she was not hangry. Like, it seemed like he, when he got to speak to her friend, that they were like kind of hitting it off. Like, they were super cool. Like, oh yeah, Lindy's so goofy. She's so fun. She's so great.
She's quick to anger, though.
She's quick to anger, apparently, but he hasn't seen the worst of it yet. And I think it was also Pastor Cal that was like, when have you seen the worst of it? She's like, oh, this one time when I was 18 years old. Well, if that was a long time ago, then that's not necessarily the worst of it. Y'all still got a lot of stuff to work through. And I need y'all to stop putting all this negativity on your marriage in advance.
Facts.
Simple as that.
Think
happy thoughts.
I think it's funny that Miguel thinks that Lindy like worries about stuff and like creates negativity around situations, because I feel like that's what he does. Literally.
It's very possible. Let me know if you have anything else specific that you want to talk about.
It looked like they're going to be fighting next week.
Oh, they're absolutely going to be fighting.
On the retreat or whatever.
My biggest thing is Lindy always chooses to wear something silly on her head. And it's starting to bother me a little bit.
All right. I'm very curious. That hat, that Where's Waldo hat. Oh,
ignore the pizza on her head in this random clip that I have up here. I was referring to this goofy ass hat that she had on.
I mean, the outfit she had on was cute.
Fly, super fly. I'm sure someone has worn, maybe a Kardashian, maybe someone on the news. I don't know, but it just didn't look. It just didn't.
But also, she lives in San Diego. Why do you have a toboggan on your head?
A toboggan is hilarious, but also
it's a toboggan, ain't it?
Now that I'm calling it, I was gonna say a beanie or something like that, but now,
no, you see how big that is?
It's a toboggan. It's a big hat. It's a toboggan. And the funny thing about this clip that I have here is like every time they cut to like Pastor Cal or Miguel, it's like they looking like, yo, why do you have that on your head? Like the rest, like this is cool and all, but what do you have on your head though? Can you just? I don't even know what she got on her head.
But he look.
You know what I'm saying? My toboggan over here. Yeah, I thought that was a little bit weird to me. But I did think that again, I'm glad that Pastor Cal was like, yo, y'all got so much stuff to work through. Y'all got so many positive things to focus on, and you out here tobogganing. What you want to do? Anything else?
It's a mess. I don't think they're gonna work either. If they do, they're gonna fight the whole time.
I'm very curious, and I want to send a special message out to our Married at First Sight producers. Make this joint 1 hour and stop torturing us, all right? Especially if the couples ain't gonna stay together like Woody and Imani, all right? Give us some love.
Or what they could do is they could do 2 hours, but give us 2 separate episodes within the week.
I'm not mad at that.
And that's how you get more ratings.
I would say
I'm giving y'all ratings 101.
See, don't be stealing from Big Brother though. Don't be stealing from Big Brother.
How am I stealing from Big Brother?
Because they be posting multiple times. They do the show multiple times.
I would say Tuesday and another day.
All right. Let us know how you would feel about watching Married at First Sight more than once in a week.
But for 1 hour each time versus 2 hours.
If you're gonna make the show 2 hours, y'all could do the 1 hour, but y'all got to throw us on the after party with Keisha. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. All right, just put us on the after party. Let's talk about Alexis E. Justin.
Really?
Yes. Only thing I have about them is that we got to see DeVon Franklin, who people on Twitter, people on social media were just giving him a hard time beforehand anyway. So.
I was low key. I wasn't giving him a hard time, but I wasn't understanding exactly why that's exactly who they would pick.
I think people focus too much on the present and his current situation and stuff like that, forgetting that he's been. Would he consider himself a marriage counselor also?
I don't know if he would. He's a pastor, but I don't know if he would.
Pastor, written a number of books focusing on relationships and stuff like that. He's got an idea. He's not an expert for no reason, y'all.
Straight up, I'm gonna say I did enjoy him on this episode.
He brought the energy.
I felt like I appreciate he was asking the real questions.
He did a good job making sure that he had them, Justin and Alexis, he had them look at themselves pretty much and how they can have the most fun, free relationship together possible without restricting each other.
Well, she said that she felt What is the word she said?
Constrained in a way.
Smothered in her relationship is what she said. Because he was like, so why you want to go to the club? Like, what is it about? She's like, yeah, I just like to have fun and just be free. And in my relationship, I feel smothered. And he asked Justin, why is that? Like, what is the issue?
You know, I never thought I would be one of those guys, but you know, I turned out to be
one. He said that he's scared of losing her. I absolutely love when men are that direct. That's like ultimate transparency, is for you to be like, I don't want you to do this because I'm scared of losing you. Because that's bearing your insecurities to your woman.
It's very insecure.
It is, but I think that in some ways it's natural.
Yeah.
To be insecure.
Why do you think people get so defensive or jealous?
You don't get jealous.
Sure.
You're never jealous.
Okay.
But anyway, I think that it is a breaking point, and to your wife being able to understand, because DeVon Franklin said, oh, it's like being controlling, but is it really being controlling if it's coming from a place of fear?
You're trying to control the situation because you're afraid that you can't.
Yeah, which is counterproductive. I understand that. I understand what you're saying, but I don't know if I would consider him controlling.
Not necessarily, but in a way, it can be seen as controlling.
It can become controlling, because he's like, once it goes from don't go out with your friends to don't go to the gym to don't talk to this person, then yeah, I can see that. But I honestly don't think that it could ever get that far with Justin like that, because Alexis is gonna dip on him if it gets worse than that.
You said it, I did not. Yeah, she seems very nonchalant about a lot of things, so I'm just glad that they had a good conversation. Seems like they were enjoying the conversation, and they didn't really have too many problems in the aftermath of what took place later. Right?
They talked about sex
a little bit.
He said, "Why y'all not bumping and a grinding?"
Is that what he said?
Didn't say that. I just felt like practicing my little battle.
Interesting. So I know he's gonna ask us about sex, because everybody asking us about sex.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want us always talking about it, but I get it.
Right. She basically said she's a boss all the time. She's dominant in work, in life, and she want to be dominated in the bedroom. And Justin mad soft. Like, it's okay to be cuddly, but why are you 6'10"? Like, she want to be tossed around or something, you know, just a little bit. Is that what you got from that conversation? That's what I got.
Sure, yeah. No, same.
You want to be tossed around?
He's thinks he can be dominant at times, but it has to be reciprocated.
He needs to be. How you supposed to be reciprocated to be a dominant man when your wife wants you to dominate her? That makes no sense.
He had another, and this is calm down, because he gave him props for being insecure before. This is an insecurity that he shared, that if he feels like you're not giving him the space to be dominant, then he feels turned off or wants to take a step back.
I am sorry. As a woman that is a boss, you have to take the space to be dominant. You have to take the space. You don't be like, hey babe, can you make a little space for me to be dominant? Like, that's mad soft. You don't understand what I'm saying?
I feel like it contradicts the point about him being insecure about.
But if you present yourself as the man and the head and the dominant one in certain situations, babe, if you come in here and say, all right, babe, get dressed, we going here, be ready at this time. Okay. Like, what am I going to, like, you're taking the lead. You're not being like, oh, babe, would you mind getting dressed, ? So we can maybe do this. As women, we like solid things. Like, we want, this is what I want today. This is what I need from you in order to do this. Like, direct instructions, not bossing, but it's like being a leader is what she's looking for. I understand what she's saying. Could she use different words? Probably.
Absolutely.
But I completely understand what she's saying.
Okay.
And I understand how it could be a turnoff the way that just because like Justin looks like he's gonna be. I don't know. I think I was reading an article talking about like cavemen back in the day, like the reason why they started standing. I don't know this to be true, but the reason why they started standing was to look more intimidating, and women were attracted to that, like being taller. So if he's that tall, then automatically in my head I'm thinking protector, leader, all of those things. Subconsciously I am, but I'm just saying. Yes, babe. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else about
I'm
Justin?
on a tangent tonight, y'all.
Yeah, you everywhere, but it's okay.
I'm spitting some real
no,
stuff
you killing
here.
it. Go ahead, baby.
The ladies can come back. We can come kiki another time.
Please kiki in these comments, all right? Anything else about Justin and Alexis before we move on to the last couple?
This is not the last couple.
Or
we
is
got
it?
2 more couples.
Or is it?
Okay, good.
Let's discuss Stasha and Nate. I don't have much to say about them either, except that his boys was like, yo, he only left his bed and his mama. I'm sorry.
I am very over the people that are around Nate. I feel like they enable him.
Yes. I'll give you that.
They enable him to not push further and attach and connect. And every single time, who did she speak to the first time? She spoke to somebody else. And then she spoke to his boys. Everybody's like, oh, well, he doesn't open up like that. Oh, well, I never heard him do this. Oh, well, this. I'm like, if you are his friends and you know that he's getting married, so you've never seen him in love as an adult, like, you would think that, and maybe his friends aren't in relationships either. I don't know. But if I see my friends going on Married at First Sight, I'm obviously going to push them to, like, open up. Like, it's uncomfortable. Like, encourage them to do things that they are not normally doing. The fact that he's saying, oh, yeah, I had thought about saying I love you several times and held back. Like, that's the same thing as Justin. It's showing, like, you're scared and you're not willing to open up. But in order to have a successful marriage, you have to open up.
Yep.
At least to her, nobody else on the planet matters.
You said it all. They didn't really give us much about them this episode, I feel like.
I'm very over it. I feel like her sister told him the same thing. Like, she needs somebody that's gonna open up, and if she feels like she's not getting that, then it's just not gonna work.
Did he seem receptive in that conversation?
I can't tell. Remember, I told you
was he responding and was he nodding his head?
Yeah, he was. He seemed like he was somewhat engaged in the conversation, but I can never tell what's seeping into your brain fully from the conversation.
Nate's a very interesting guy. I haven't fully figured
I still don't know if I like him.
Okay.
You know, I didn't like him on the honeymoon. I felt like he was like Instagram-y, yeah. And I don't know if he's still like that or what, but she seems to like him, so love him, excuse me.
Oh, she does. I don't have nothing else to say about Stasha and Nate aside from keep doing your thing, twins.
I got something to say.
What else you got to say about the twins?
Morgan is a punk.
Oh, we were still talking about.
Are we? We ain't got nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So yeah, let's move on to Morgan and Ben. I mean, they've been broken up by now. They've been over. There you go. Unfortunate, man. And only thing I got to say about Morgan and Ben is he gonna cry in the car. I think that was he already had the tears in his eyes.
I don't think he was planning on saying that he wanted a divorce.
What? Absolutely not. You can see it on his face.
She said, "Yeah, I want a divorce," and he was like, "Yeah, I want a divorce as well." I was like, I could tell that caught him off guard. Why it would catch you off guard, I don't know, because she's just a cold-hearted bee.
Who else was blindsided? Been like, thought we was cool. Like, what? Because I told Justin, like,
yeah. So every chance she get, every scene, she's like, yeah, because I can't be with somebody that I don't trust. How much do we need to know that you don't trust? How many times do we need to know that he supposedly didn't give you a genuine, sincere apology? That man gave you a genuine, sincere apology. several times.
I feel like he apologized.
You threw his damn flowers on the ground.
He did. That hurt me.
Disrespectful.
That hurt me.
He tried to catch them too. He was like, "Oh, she dropped. She just knocked it." Oh.
Like, Hank, must have been a hole in your hand or something. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm very regretful right now that I don't have that short clip of what's the name, Morgan doing the this is my certificate. I was like, girl, that looked like a screenshot from the Bursars page. That don't really look like exactly I would prefer if you had the actual certificate. She was like, no, I see you Googled BNS nurse, whatever. You a nurse, girl. We believe you. We believe you. I'm sorry that you feel like people still don't believe you. I need to know who's still coming up to her. Yo, I heard you was it.
I don't know what the deal is.
Because it's still bothering her, clearly.
Yeah, because that's what she's hanging on to. And I'm like, no wonder she's single. If she takes everything to that extreme to like beat you over the head with it, imagine if somebody actually, it's guys out here that are actually doing you whole wrong, like cheating, whatever, all the things,
all that.
What Ben did is, I do agree, it's breaking the trust, but I don't think that it's breaking the trust to that degree.
I don't think it was that bad.
You don't think it was bad?
Let us know. I think somebody in this comments could list 3 gentlemen from Married at First Sight over the years that have treated their wife worse than Ben. Maybe within the last 3 seasons. Like, he didn't really do much. And if y'all think that was a huge problem, I understand privacy.
I don't think it was I think it was a problem, but I think that he sincerely apologized. I think the issue was he continued to do it and then lied to her about it.
Did he continue?
Yes, because remember, it happened at the honeymoon. That's when she said, don't do that. And then he continued to keep talking to Justin. And then it was coming back to her through Alexis. Alexis is messy for that.
Agreed. Sorry, Alexis.
Because if we got pillow talk, we had that conversation. When you talk to my friend, you don't know nothing.
So you don't feel none of this was blown out of proportion on Morgan's side?
I think Morgan is the proportion blower.
Oh,
okay.
Just making sure.
She's the queen. She got the helium tank. Okay.
Just making sure. Anything else about Morgan and Ben, aside from the fact that they're most likely, I mean, not even most likely. I said Dr. Pepper was disappointed. Like, yo,
Ben about to get him a black girl. That's all I'm saying.
Possible,
I do have something.
Possible.
I don't like that this whole situation makes Ben think that he's not ready for marriage, and like, oh, I need to go to therapy. Go to therapy.
He was already in
that. I understand that.
He said continue his
but
therapy.
she got this man second guessing. She gaslight the hell out of him.
She big gaslight.
Second guessing himself. I honestly feel like Ben was pretty ready for marriage. More ready than Morgan.
I do want to take a second to just piggyback off of what you said about second guessing, because I don't know if was it in the after party that Kristen had mentioned the same thing about herself. Yeah, I thought that was.
I think it was at the thing though, when she blew up.
I thought that was an interesting point, because like that's what giving people, unfiltered opinion is gonna get you. Like, people are gonna be like, "Yo, what?" Like, maybe you should think a little bit harder before you say these things, or discuss them as deeply as possible. Make sure everybody has an understanding.
I think the issue is not necessarily the delivery, but the issue is like, you should state what the person did that hurt you and how it affected you, but you shouldn't be like blasting them like, and that makes you a horrible person, and that makes you a liar, and that makes you untrustworthy, and that makes you this. Because one instance of doing something, or a few instances, a few minutes, does not dictate who you are as a complete person.
Never.
And I think that was what she missed. And she might have missed a blessing, but it's okay.
You missed a blessing. Let us know how you care about Morgan and Ben breaking up. Let us know if you would date Morgan or Ben, or be married to either of them.
Rizzo said Ben is a snack. I remember her saying that. She's like, that's a snack.
Go ahead, Rizzo. Get your snack. Anywho, let's get into some ratings. We haven't done ratings in so long, Jasmine. So long. Last rating we had for Kristen and Mitch, believe it or not, was a 7.5. They were doing well at one point within the last couple episodes. I thought they were going to be making it. How do you feel about them this episode? Are you making me young?
Sleepy.
That's
what.
I know. I'm sleepy on that too.
I'm giving them a 5 now because Kristen done and Mitch looking stupid.
Yeah. I had to think about it. Yeah. Might be a 5. I don't know how much longer they're going to last. And this is the point of the season where we tired already because we tired. But we literally get tired of this show because it's like, yo, how many more weeks of dragging this along? They not going to do nothing else. And you seen what the couples retreat episode next. You know something about to go down.
As long as they don't play Never Have I Ever.
You know they play Never Have I Ever. Or some version of some game where they have to stack each other. So,
I don't know what you're
talking about. They got, they do they vote? It's a vote usually.
It's
and
usually we already the game who knows their spouse the best.
Yeah,
something?
There you go. And we already saw Kristen, who's not in the game anymore. I'm surprised they let them do that. But basically, it was like who's definitely going to get the most divorces or something like that. And it was like, me! It's me! Yeah! I'm like, we could go without this. We didn't have to do this. All right,
that's petty life.
It's pretty petty. It's pretty petty. Miguel and Lindy, we received a 5.5 for us last time. None of these grades are going to be great. None of these ratings are going to be good
for me.
We'll leave it at that. Let us know how you feel about Lindy and Miguel.
I feel like they might stay together, but it's going to be a problem. And
just to talk about Kristen and Mitch for one more second, they also said, I think, hey, if we make it to decision day, like, I want to explore this. And I was like, that's sweet. I would hope that most couples have that outlook on the experiment. And I'm done. Anywho, Stasha and Nate.
I think I would give them a 7.
Could they be our only hope?
That's what I'm thinking. They might be the only, like, solid couple, actually. Even with the, like, not distance. They seem to be connecting. And they getting it in, too. So that always helps.
They received the 7.5 from us last time, so I think a 7 is a decent place. They've grown a little bit more, but again, they're still in a weird place with certain things, and apparently Nate is blown away because she cheated 10 years ago. So
I thought that was goofy as hell.
We don't even have to go to.
I'm looking at her differently.
Cheating is for bad people, and it's just. Anywho. Alexis and Justin received a 5.5 from us last time.
I just want to say that cheating may be bad, but that man ain't been in no real relationship. So technically have you cheated on somebody? No. Does somebody think you cheated on them? Because they thought they was in a relationship.
He said not that I know.
Yes.
He said not that I know of. So who knows what could have happened. Alexis and Justin. How are they doing?
I'm gonna give them a 6. They're not like done, but they not. I can't be confident.
It's really the communication for them.
It's not the communication
and the sex, but it's for me, I think it's mainly they're not speaking the same language, and that happens.
Confidence, babe. Yes. His confidence is the issue. If he was more confident, I guarantee you, she would be like, all right. Let's do this. But it's like the coddling of his feelings and his ego, that is draining. Grown women don't be having time for that.
They don't.
We got other stuff to do.
They don't. And the wonderful couple. I'll leave them at 6 for Alexis and Justin. Hopefully they get better. I'm really hoping that they, so far, Stasha and Nate are the best couple right now. See how tired we are?
I'm sorry, y'all.
Ben and Morgan.
They're not a couple.
They're not. They received a 2.5 from us last time. I guess that means we knew what was coming.
All right.
It's crazy.
All right, so this has been an episode of the JasVynce Show.
Yes, it has. Please continue to watch us on our good old Access Hollywood. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, whatever, to make sure you're liking us at the JasVynce Show. Of course, please make sure that you
like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you next time, everybody. Thanks so much on a brand new episode of the JasVynce Show. Peace.
Jasmyne and Vince.
The